Apart from having fun, a four-wheel drive can be a very useful tool. They find their place doing many varied jobs, but for most of us, they're used mainly for fun. In my job as a filmmaker, my four-wheel drive also finds itself doing many varied things. Today, we're making a film about an 8-wheel drive vehicle called an Argo. For a while, my G-Wagen must take on the role of a boat. This is going to be quite demanding, and I do hope that the vehicle is up to the task. I do have a Land Rover Defender standing by as backup. The terrain is a mixture of deep water, sticky mud, and later on rocks. Once in the water, the challenge is to keep moving. But just a little too much throttle and the tyres lose what little grip they have, and the vehicle sticks. Meanwhile, seeing my plight, the Defender comes to the rescue. Well, maybe not. With the cameraman on the roof, we managed to get a shot like this. Meanwhile, having got the shot, it's time to get out. Turning around is completely out of the question, so along the river I must go. I just hope it doesn't get any deeper. Just keep going. These little plugs that allow you to drain all the water. Well, that was fantastic actually. Doesn't that show you how lots of speed in a difficult river crossing is absolutely the wrong thing to do? The moment we would be cruising slowly at an even pace and I'd just put a little bit too much petrol, the vehicle would stop and we'd have to go back, make a little bit of a road and then get going again. That was great fun. It was. You know, the interesting thing is that there are not that many vehicles that are purpose-built for this kind of driving. The Mercedes is one of them, and there are not many of them. So if you're going to take your four-wheel drive, and most of you will be driving more comfortable, more leisurely, softer four-wheel drives, this kind of driving is going to damage it. Any electrics below the level of the seat next to your thigh is going to be destroyed. The water was at the base of our bums. And this, for example, this is a typical example. The lights fill up with water. So don't try it at home. Maybe that's the best way to describe it. We go that way. Should you be unlucky enough to ingest water into your engine, here's what to do. In the unfortunate event that you drown the vehicle, this is what to do. Okay, the first sign is the motor stalls and you're in deep water. Or maybe you're just climbing out of deep water and the motor stalls. The signs are heavy smoke. Suddenly the engine will overfuel because of the blocked induction system, lots of smoke, and the motor will stop. Or whatever happens, if it stalls and stops, don't try and restart it. Okay, the chances are water is in the system. Get somebody to tow you out. First thing to do is to check the air filter. If there is water in there, you know that there's water in the system. Take the air filter out and go and dry it on a rock somewhere in the sun. Make sure it's completely dry before you put it back. Then take the spark plugs out if it's a petrol, or the glow plugs out if it's a diesel. Don't take the injectors out if it's a diesel. Lift up the back wheel, engage two-wheel drive, and then in fourth gear, and then rotate the wheel by hand. That'll rotate the motor and spew out all the water. Once you've got all the water out by hand, then you can then use the starter motor to rotate it a bit quicker to get the last little bit of water out. Then you can put the glow plugs or spark plugs back. Then you need to worry about water that is collected in the system. You see, if you stop there and put everything back, you could restart the engine and there could be water in one of the induction pipes, and pretend it's maybe it's a little bend like this and it's got half full of water. Once your engine reaches 2,000 or 3,000 RPM, it's enough suction to blow that water into the cylinder head and bang, your motor is dead. Okay, so be very, very careful that all the water is out of the system. And when you're happy with that, put it all together again and you'll be able to drive off without damage.